Hi friends, good morning. I have a read aloud for today. It's an Arthur book. I know we've watched some of the Arthur episodes together at school while we were having some snacks. So today's story is called Arthur and the School Pet. Let me show you a quick peek at that cover. Look at what pet they have in their classroom. Do you know what that pet is called? Sometimes they're called a gerbil or a guinea pig or a mouse. I think we're going to find out which kind of rodent that is in just a minute. So that's Arthur and DW right there. Okay, here's what it says. It was DW's last day of school before Christmas vacation. Who will take our gerbil home for the holidays? Miss Morgan asked. Oh, not Mrs. Truxfield. She's afraid of those kinds of animals. But I bet all the kids are going to say, me, 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 me. Not us, said Tommy and Timmy. Our grandmother said, never again. I'll take him, said DW. Great, said Mrs. Morgan. But remember, Speedy is Speedy. I'll be very careful, said DW. So what does it mean when somebody is speedy? It means they're really fast, right? Yeah. So what kinds of trouble could a gerbil get in if he's speedy? What if he gets out of his cage and he tries to run away? Hopefully you could catch him, but I don't know if he's speedy. Depends how fast he is, right? Arthur helped DW carry Speedy home in his cage. He's cute, said Arthur. He's smart, too, said DW. I'm going to teach him tricks. He's not a dog, said Arthur. You can't teach gerbils tricks. DW kept Speedy in her room. You can't play with him, Arthur said. He might get away. But she played with him. She tried to teach him to stand on one paw. Be a ballerina, she told him. And I'll give you this cheese. But Speedy just wanted to eat the cheese. Yeah, so I don't know if a gerbil is a kind of animal that can be trained like a dog. That's what Arthur was saying. But he did like the cheese. He did like his treat. On Christmas Eve, DW put Speedy's cage under the Christmas tree. Santa will bring a present for Speedy too, she said. After DW went to bed, Arthur put a piece of cheese in Speedy's cage. Just in case Santa forgets, he said to himself. That was really thoughtful of DW and Arthur. DW said, oh, maybe if I put you here, Santa will bring you something. And Arthur said, well, I better give him a piece of cheese just in case Santa forgets. They're thinking of others. That's really thoughtful. The next morning, DW ran to see what Santa had left her. But the first thing she saw was Speedy's cage. It was empty. Help, she screamed. Speedy is gone. Everyone came running. They looked under the sofa and behind the presents and all around the living room. DW cried harder and harder. Why do you think she's so upset? Probably Speedy got away. What if they can't find Speedy? What would happen to their class pet? Then Arthur looked up at the tree. Look, shouted Arthur, Speedy's on top of the tree. He was eating the piece of cheese and standing on one paw. Does he think he's a ballerina? Laughed Arthur. Did DW teach him how to be a ballerina on one leg? So he was listening the whole time? That's great. Yes, Smarty Pants, said DW. I taught him that trick. Boy, who knew gerbils could learn like that? Somehow, Speedy got out of his cage 3 more times. Once they found him under the cake box. He was eating carrot cake. Once they found him sleeping in DW's dollhouse. And once they found him in Arthur's snow boot. Sometimes we can't find Hazel and then we remember, oh, we let her out in the backyard. Happens all the time. I'm so glad that school starts tomorrow, said Mom. I need a vacation from that gerbil. I want Speedy to look very nice when he goes back to school, said DW, so I'm going to give him a bubble bath. When DW said bath, Speedy took off like lightning. Boy, when something takes off like a lightning, do you think they take off really fast or really, really slow? Really fast. Look here. You can even see how the illustrator drew some lines showing he jumped. Probably super fast. DW and Mom looked everywhere, and so did Arthur and Dad. They looked upstairs, they looked downstairs, they looked in boxes, they looked in drawers, they looked in closets, but no one couldn't find Speedy. I can never go to school again, cried DW. Don't worry, said Arthur. He'll turn up. But Arthur looked a little worried. Boy, they looked everywhere. Sometimes I look everywhere for things and I just can't find it. And then when I stop looking, I find it. DW got ready for bed. Everyone's going to hate me for losing Speedy, she said. Then she crawled under the covers and she felt something warm and furry. Speedy, she whispered, and there he was, hiding in her bed. You know, I wonder if he heard that he was going to go back to school the next day and if he didn't want to go. Maybe he wanted to stay home with DW and Arthur. DW arrived at school with Speedy in his cage. Was he much trouble? Asked Mrs. Morgan. No problem, said DW. Oh boy, I don't know about that. He seemed like quite a bit of a handful. He seemed like a lot of trouble. However, look how happy he looks in that cage there. He looks really happy. And I'm sure DW is really proud that she did a good job watching him, even though he did get away a couple times, huh? All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed that Arthur story today, and I'll see you back again tomorrow. Bye, guys.